Welcome to Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy. This is my daily 2-card reading for Friday, March 8th, 2024. We are back using the Urban Crow Oracle by MJ Cullinane. I love this deck. I've had it for quite a long time, and this is actually the first deck that I used way back in December when I started posting these readings. It's not the first Oracle deck I ever owned, but it was the first deck I've used for this channel, for these channeled readings. So I'm excited to revisit it again. I've been seeing crows the last couple days, and so I felt like, yep, this was my sign. Maybe use this deck one more time while we're in this kind of still shadow season energy, you know, that comes to us in the northern hemisphere from the fall equinox to the spring equinox, when the days are shorter than the nights, and so we're still kind of in the shadow. So this deck is beautiful. One of the messages that she has wrote in the beginning of the book I'd like to read. It says, fly through the veil, knowing you have the support and protection of the world's most mystical bird. So I'm excited about that. I think crows are great messengers, and when I see them, I pay attention, especially because unlike Seattle, where this MJ Cullinane lives, where crows are all over in the cities and the forests, where I'm at, we don't see crows a whole lot. So when we see them, I definitely take notice that there is a message. I also noticed, interestingly, that I know we're coming close to the spring equinox, which means it's been almost a quarter of the wheel's turn, you know, from winter solstice to spring equinox, that I've been posting these readings on this channel, but I counted it out, and this is actually the 12th week of my reading. So that's exciting for me because I do recognize 12 as a number that's associated to me with completion of certain cycles, like our calendar cycle or like our zodiac cycle, which will be coming up really only in 10 or 11 days from now, is the beginning of Aries season. We're still in that churny, kind of watery Pisces energy, but that fiery, go get 'em Aries season is coming for us. So, as with all my readings, before I start, I open a circle of light and love and protection. And that extends to this reading, and it extends to anyone who watches these readings, no matter when it is, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, or next year. You are protected, and I believe that if you find these readings, even if it's not the correct date stamp, or when the video was posted, know that I believe that there is a message for you in these readings. And I love the message in this deck, and I'm so excited to be using it again. Crows are liminal birds, and we get these messages in liminal spaces, and so it's kind of like a double whammy, I feel like, when we're getting this sort of energy. So I look at two things. I look at the energy of the day, and then I look at the focus of the day. The energy I see as the direct, you know, the force that's directed towards us from the universe, from our world, from our environment, how that comes at us. And then the focus is our intention, effort, or response that we put into that day, because ultimately we are co-creating with spirit. So spirit gives us something, but we also add to that mix, and our response to the energy matters. It's important. We're part of this. We're part of this. We're not just like floating around on the sea, cast about, waiting for things to happen. We have a choice. So anyway, let's look at the energy of the day. And then let us look at the focus. There we go. And like I said, we have a choice in how we respond to the energy coming at us, which makes everything so important, you know, for us to really think about what's going on and to take some responsibility and thought process in our actions. Okay, so we'll read from the cards intuitively at first, then I will read from the guidebook. MJ Cullinane has beautiful insight written in here about the crows, about her deck, and just about the messages in general. So, our energy for the day is protection. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. And I'm always interested when the energy is protected, because yesterday our energy was exposure, and that could make us feel uncomfortable. Today we have the energy of protection, which makes me feel, well, very protected. I mean, it makes me feel comfortable and like things are going to be okay, even if I felt exposed yesterday, or the energy of this month of March is so full of a little bit angsty and Wind always comes to mind when I think of the month of March, and just changing, churning energy. So on the card, we have 2 crows here, and they are protecting an egg, a beautiful little egg. I mean, there's crows all around, but these 2 are in the energy of protection of this beautiful, beautiful baby in the nest. So let us look at what MJ wrote about this card. I say her first name as if I know her. I don't. Maybe someday. You never know. Life is funny like that. I say that about Colette Baron Reed too. Like, call her Colette. Just like I know her and she's my friend. Anyway, protection. This was the first card that I created for this deck. Crows are fiercely protective of things they cherish. When I created this card, I wanted to feel what I wanted to feel at that moment was protected. With everything going on in the world, knowing that there is something greater out there watching over us creates space for peace. It is when we feel at ease that we can create, that we can grow. Hold this card when you need to feel at one with your higher self and the divine spirit, as together they offer us protection. So that's interesting. This was her first card that she created and painted, and it's beautiful. And she went with the energy that she was hoping to bring in around herself, which is protection. As I said, yesterday's energy was exposure, which is uncomfortable, but today we're getting the energy of protection from the world, and maybe it's protection of us. But maybe we are meant to protect something that is very dear to us. So it'll be interesting to see what our focus is, and then just to see how the day plays out and know what this means to us. So speaking of that, let's look at our focus card for the day. We have survival. Interesting. Here we go. We have a crafty old fox sneaking up on this crow. It's looking for something. It's after this bird. And both of them really are just trying to survive. We can see in the background that it's winter. Winter is harder for animals than it is for us, but it's hard for us too. But if you're outside in the elements and exposed, which was our energy yesterday, survival can become more difficult, especially in the winter. So we are protected and we are going to survive. Whatever comes at us today, know that we're going to survive, or what we're protecting is going to survive. And this isn't just the crow's perspective, though the card might be written that way, but this fox is going to survive too. Both of these animals are doing what they need to do to survive. Nature sometimes feels cruel and uncomfortable, but it's just the way it is. So let's take a look at this message here, knowing that both of these animals want to survive. So it says here, survival. The crow is trapped in a bush as the hungry fox patiently waits for its meal. When we are in survival mode, we are restricted. We, like the crow, cannot fly. Let me read that again. Sorry. We, like the crow, cannot fly. The card calls your attention to how you are feeling about a situation. Are you hunkered down waiting for a threat to be over, or are you moving, doing your best to find a path out? So those are our 2 options for survival. We can hunker out and wait for the storm to blow over, or the fox to give up and things to pass, or we can fight back. I mean, this crow could try to escape from this trap it's in. It could also try to just get away. I mean, it's a bird. It can fly away. I mean, it's a beautiful gift it has. Ultimately, knowing that the energy of the day is protected. So I'm kind of wondering if this day isn't going to be a little bit bumpy for us this Friday. I don't know. We'll have to see. No matter what happens, take a breath and remember that you are protected and you can survive. Whatever the choices you make, whether it's to hunker down and protect yourself, like this bird is doing right now, or maybe the bird is going to fly away, or the fox is going to decide to pass on and try to find some other dinner, both of them are going to survive. And you too are going to survive, whatever is happening from this day. So I hope you found this reading helpful or connected with it in some way. I would love to hear what you think about this deck or any of MJ Cullinane's other decks. She has several tarot decks. She's got several oracle decks. She's a gifted artist, and I really like her work. So I'm happy to be sharing this with you guys again. Please like, please subscribe, please share these videos. I would love to help this channel grow so I can spread these messages to other people, and we can all maybe benefit from that. I truly believe that there are great messages to be had for us from the universe directed to us through the messages in these cards, not just this deck, but other decks or in tarot decks or in other forms of messaging. And I just want people to be aware of that so they can help learn and grow and know how to, you know, deal with the energy around us. The world is shifting right now. It's a little uncomfortable. There's a lot of change going on, and I don't know that anybody really knows how it's going to end up. And in that message, and just saying that, I just again want to reiterate, you are protected and you're going to survive. Even if things are bumpy, even if things are uncomfortable, please have faith that you're going to make it through. But again, these messages are here for us to help us understand how to work with the energy around us, or to give us a message or a little bit of advice. So that's one of the reasons I would love to share these readings with more people. So I thank you so much for visiting my channel today. My name is Stacy. Thank you for visiting Simply Liminal with me. Have a good day.